Welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Stine and today I'm here with you for another yarn talk video. And of course we can't do a yarn talk video without my faithful tea, which today for me is a relatively new tea. I first tried it out like yesterday and it's this house blend, which is like a warmth tea. Or at least it just says a warmth mixture from Albert Heijn, which is a store here in the Netherlands, and it's biological, but it does contain like lots of herbs that keeps you, I guess, kindly nice and warm, which is certainly nice here for the winter time. And it contains flavor-wise licorice root, chamomile, lemongrass, ginger, turmeric, cinnamon and cloves. So it's like quite herby, but even though that, it does really, like, you can really sense it, and it does indeed actually give warmth. Like it's a very describing name for this mixture. And even though it's a bit weird because this year it's been very, very different weather-wise. It was really dry this summer. We really desperately needed water, and we have gotten water, and yet like when we drive around to the different lakes and so on, we can still see that they're very, very low, even though that the ground is more moist. So yeah, the weather is still, like, we can still use a lot of rain, and yet the weather is still weird because even though we've had rain, it's still really, really warm outside for the year. Like now I'm used to needing my winter coat and I'm already tucking up in cowls and scarves and you name it. But the fact is it's still like 20 degrees Celsius outside and it's almost the 1st of November. It's like, you know, a few years ago it was freezing a few weeks earlier and we haven't even seen like any hint of any sort of freezing weather. So I guess 2022 is just the year of really, really weird weather that breaks various records, which I'm not sure is positive, though I don't mind it's a bit warmer because I am the colder type. But yeah, I'm surprised that I'm not like sitting here actually freezing recording this video, considering that I only have one shirt on, so that's kind of cool. So yeah. When it comes to yarn and it comes to the progress I've made, I've not finished any projects yet. And I'll be 100% honest and say that I hoped to have finished my poncho happiness, or my happiness poncho, which we have been following the last few weeks. You might notice I had a stitch marker. It's more for where I actually changed into the new skein and to remind me that I have to weave in ends there. I haven't done that yet. And the first thing I've done is basically measuring about how much yarn does it take for me to make a round. And I'm trying to figure out how many more rounds I still need to complete it. And I think I need another 5, maybe 6 rounds before I can make the final round. And the thing is also that it does take a long time to make these rounds because I was working on it this past week, and especially also in the weekend. But you know, one crochet session, I might get one side complete, so like half a round, before my fingers need a break, both because it's a thinner yarn, but also because, you know, I once spoke about these yarn fingers where you can like see how the finger reacts to the tension of the yarn. But I'm going to still take it on so you can still see the progress I've made for adding this new. And I think it's about maybe 2 or 3 more rounds been added since, maybe 2 rounds. Since I added the new skein. I'm going to stand up and rise. So again, we will have, you cannot see my face, I'm sorry for that, but you can get to see how this looks, and don't mind the ends not woven in. And this extra round here, or 2 extra rounds compared to last week already, does feel better than what it did before. So I do believe, like, I want to add, let's say, another at least, maybe I should be able to add, based on how much is in the skein, 5 rounds before the finishing pattern. So that will be like this much more to the length. So that will be, it would end around here. And I think that's actually perfect. So I'm looking forward to being able to finish up that, which means, of course, that I very likely won't be able to finish this poncho tutorial this week, which I had originally hoped, but work and real life has just been busy compared to the amount of time I've had to crochet. So therefore, I have to accept that I might not always reach what I want to reach. And that's just how it is. I'm still pleased with the progress I'm making, and I really hope that I have this tutorial ready for you to go not Friday, but the following week, Friday. That's kind of like my crossing fingers. So it would be really cool if you're as keen to see the final version of the tutorials as I am, that you could cross the fingers that I would actually have time to wrap up this piece and wrap up the tutorial so that we can get it edited and launched here on Facebook. Not Facebook, sorry, YouTube. So next to this lovely tutorial that I'm making on this poncho, and I'm actually going to carry it a bit because it is chilly in the morning still, even though once the sun is up in an hour or two, it's getting really warm for the season again. So I'm going to keep wearing it because it's actually, it's nice. I like it. I can't wait until I have the few extra centimeters, and yay for me. Hey, so I have, opposed to last time, proceeded on my Virus Shawl tutorial because I've had some time to do some recordings. That said, the amount of recordings I've made is, it just takes time to record for a tutorial because sometimes you need to do new retakes because either you'll mess up whatever you're saying, and of course I could choose to post edit that. But I kind of like when it's all flowing naturally as things happen. And you know, sometimes it just takes a few retakes, or you're like realizing you weren't completely in frame, then you were too focused on something else, or it just, you know, honestly, it takes a lot of time. I mainly record my tutorials, or generally my YouTube movies, during weekdays in the morning before I start work, because I first start work at like 9:30 in the morning. So when I get up a bit early, that's when I tend to do it, but I do crochet during the afternoon, and sometimes I do record in the evening. It's just not that often. It's just mainly a morning thing because that's how it fits best into my schedule. So I do sometimes have time for half an hour of recording tutorials in the morning, and that's also one of the reasons, of course, that I've not only worked on this, is because I've been working on other projects, where one of them is the Virus Shawl. So as you can see, I've actually done some progress, and I've completed another 3 rows for this, and yet it's not very big and impressive. Absolutely not, but you can actually see it's progressing, and I'm going to add the next round, and then we'll slowly have the follow increasing, and you can see the real pattern coming through, and people can then also understand tutorial wise what the actual work is for completing it, and then it's slowly getting to a place where I can just like crank out the work. This is the skein, just for those who's not remembering. It's a lovely cotton cake, and it has some amazing rainbow colors, and this is gonna be one heck of a scarf. Not scarf, shawl. It's really gonna be absolutely amazing, and you can use basically any type of cake. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this turns out with all the colors. Though I'm unsure now when we get to the peach one, how much of the peach we will get to see because of the size it eventually will have. But I do have another skein laying around, so I'm debating if I should add that, and kind of depends. I'm not completely out of that yet. So far, I'm just going to work out as much as possible, and we'll see how we end. So the last thing I was working on, actually, I was working on two things, but honestly, those socks, I've just not have time to look into it, and it's something that will require full attention from me. And I more desperately wanted to start wrapping up those gloves so I could finish my winter set, even though, funnily enough, as long as I work on this winter set, it seems to keep warm outside. So maybe I should keep making winter sets. It'll stay eternally warm this winter. Can't dream. But I've been working on the Dragon Scale gloves, where I actually have the first glove complete. These gloves are by the Yarnovore UK, or at least the design. And this is how we're looking when it's on. The first 6 rows, or I guess it's kind of 12 though, are the crocodile stitch, which is what makes these appear like dragon scales, right? They do very much seem like scales. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm already debating if you can somehow keep developing it for like add more scales around instead of stopping where it stops. But that's like for a long time out in the future project, because it's like every time I make something, I had it with the children's cardigan I made. I have it now with a poncho, or now I have it with these gloves. I'm like, oh, but you know, we can also try to do this and this, and maybe I can adapt the pattern or create something completely new, but inspired by. But yeah, it's basically all these crocodile stitches, which then turns into double crochets. And then the end, I'm not sure how obvious it is because of how the yarn is variegated, but you have this front post, back post, double crochet to create a ribbing. Overall, it's basically just a bunch of double crochets and crocodile stitch. It seems intimidating when you read it through, but once you figure out how it works, it's a very, very simple pattern, absolutely. I'm very happy with it so far. So I just need to make a partner for it, and then I should have a matching pair, matching scarf, and a matching hat. And hey, then I'll look dazzling this winter. But these I love. I'm absolutely gonna make more of them. I even have a friend, I showed them, and she was like, oh my God, Stine, you could absolutely make money making those and selling them because they look amazing. Maybe I'll do, who knows? But I agree, they do look absolutely amazing. This is like, and the best thing is they leave room for your fingers. Like, you know, I'm just gonna take it on again, but like, I'm one with like, when I'm cold, it's just, I don't know. It's like, I can work with them. Like I can sit here indoors and have them on while working, and keep warm. Like what's not to like, really? Like, and yeah, I guess I'm just cold-blooded. Like dragons, hey. So that was about what I've done so far. As mentioned, I've not had time to look further into the sock project I have. I will get on with the sock project for sure, because I do want a pair of new crocheted socks. I did receive an advice from May, who said that she usually crochets a sock with the crochet size 3mm rather than anything else. So I think I might actually try out the 3mm hook after I've been reading through the pattern several times and see if that's gonna work out for me. And if that's not gonna work out for me, I might end up actually just watching her tutorial and make the socks based on that, who knows. I know for sure that she told me I can always reach out to her if I have any questions, which is absolutely amazing. So think you may shoot out for me to you. I will link to her YouTube site down in the description box below, just like I will be linking to all the yarn hauls for any conversations that we've had here, and I will be linking to the patterns I've been using for whatever, etc. And if you're still watching this video, of course, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the little bell so that you get notified whenever I post new videos, whether these being yarn talk videos, tutorials, yarn hauls, and much more. So I wish you all a great and blessed week ahead. May it be positively eventful, and may you get lots of crafting done. Have a great time. Until we see you again. Bye.